right as Vince was starting to get big. Up until that point, the most recognized world title was the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, like Vern Gagne, he was a world champion in his territory. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was one out on the West Coast for a while for another local thing. But in terms of a championship that was defended by somebody and went from territory to territory, it was the NWA. And so to be given that spot, then the people, in the NWA would have to have enough faith in you as a person that you could go from territory to territory and make that territory's baby face look good. And that's basically what they did. Is the NWA world champion would go territory to territory, and he would wrestle the top baby face. And again, and the only place that a NWA world champion was a baby face was in his home territory, like Harley Race was from Kansas City. The Briscoes were from Florida. Terry Funk, Amarillo, and his brother too, Dory Jr. Amarillo. They were baby faces, but everywhere else, the world champion was a heel. That's because you wanted to bring him in to showcase your top baby face.
Now, I believe that you told me before that one of your greatest career regrets is not having the opportunity to hold that NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Dad, did you challenge for it on a few occasions? I would have to believe that you did.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh my gosh.
Against Harley, probably Terry.
I wrestled Harley all over the Amarillo territory. Every night, 1 hour to a draw. And of course, in that hour, he made me look so good. And then I'm trying to think, what other champions did I wrestle? I don't think I ever wrestled Briscoe or I don't know. I think I was still in college when Terry had the belt and his brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Marcus. That's a good thing to look up.
I'm gonna put on my research cap
because yeah. But I had several title matches. I'm trying to think. I wrestled somebody who was a world champion in St. Louis.
Was it Flair? I know that Jake would have ended up wrestling.
Yeah, I know I wrestled Harley in St. Louis, and I also wrestled Harley in Kansas City. But St. Louis, it was almost like it was technically part of the Kansas City territory, but it was an entity of itself. Yeah, it's kind of like if you went to St. Louis and got over, then everybody in the country was going to know who you were.
Wow.
Yeah, and so. Even though it was technically part of the Kansas City territory, not the talent just from the Kansas City territory weren't the only ones that worked there. They were bringing guys in and out all the time.
Okay, man, interesting. And I am going to do some research and kind of figure out how many title defenses you were involved in, or title shots you got rather. And because it's, man, what a prestigious belt, and just having the opportunity, especially to wrestle Harley and have him go to a draw with you. I mean, that's in a way you sort of went over, because like you didn't walk away with the belt, but still it's like for Harley.
And again, that's what the champion is supposed to do. He's a world champion, but and he comes into your territory and he makes your top baby face look like, and because when the night's over, he wants everybody to say that the other guy really won or should have.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. You don't want your world champion to come in and uh, I don't know, unless the only time you would want him to do the job is if you were switching the belt, or you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I
Man,
mean, and you wouldn't want you wouldn't bring the world champion in to your territory and him be a baby face, because who's he going to wrestle? Well, and I guess he could wrestle your top baby face, but that's not the deal. The deal is you always want to. They always wanted to feature the world championship with the top baby face, because that's your guy. That's your go-to guy. That's the guy who's gonna go through all the heels that he comes in contact with in that territory.
the idea is that this champion should be going territory to territory, making each territory better by his
Yeah.
presence, like leaving their baby face better because he took them to the limit,
Right.
essentially. Yeah.